Nations and international organizations once made a bold promise to end child labor by 2025, and there are some positive indications across most countries. But while there are some downward trends, one region stands out.
Africa has the highest prevalence of child labor globally, and a disproportionate number of them are girls. This is not just a statistic, it is a warning.
This is the flip side. There are about 160 million child laborers on Earth, and a shocking 72 million of them are in sub-Saharan Africa alone. There are many reasons for this, but it's certainly not because the majority thinks child labor is inherently good.
It is decaying the community system, the good moral system of the community that our parents have portrayed for us before now.
Child labor can lead to trauma.
So then, why are 72 million underage people, the combined population of Southern Africa, working? Of which a significant number performs hazardous work. In Ghana's artisanal mines, for example, child laborers can easily be exploited and work in conditions that contravene laws meant for adults.
Child labor is a huge problem, except that we haven't, as people, made conscious efforts to deal with it. I don't think any parent, for example, would want a child as young as 8 years to be at the quarrying site to be hit and hurt through the process, right? But because tradition allows it, that the children should help in the maintenance of the families, they take their children to quarrying sites, they take their children to artisanal small-scale mining sites.
This in turn feeds a vicious cycle.
Usually these people we would call employers do not think they are exploiting these young children in the first place, because most of these young people usually do the work with their parents. Usually young people do not get physical cash as payment. They get some of the ore or the rocks to grind, and whatever they make out of it becomes theirs. But also because they are usually able to get something they would classify as enough, they don't find it as exploitative at all. And that is why the relationship keeps going.
In Nigeria, for instance, an estimated 39% of children are engaged in some form of child labor, which most officials define as work depriving a child of education or recreation.
It does not apply to work which allows children to go to school. So we're talking about work that is actually hazardous to the child.
Monitoring and education have helped reduce child labor in Nigerian households, mining and agriculture.
A very good awareness creation, engaging more with the communities, brought to spare a better understanding. They actually have better understanding of what child labor is and the effect of child labor in the lives of their children. So that went a long way to help promote ownership at the community level.
There's no denying that crippling poverty and desperation have driven children into work voluntarily or by force, but also few opportunities afforded by the state.
Parents sometimes do not understand the importance of education. That is another challenge, but the access to education is also another challenge. So if children are out of school, there is a limitation to protecting them and securing them not from being exploited.
Laws against child labor and awareness campaigns can only take the fight so far. But to eradicate child labor in sub-Saharan Africa, a community-encompassing and zero-tolerance approach from businesses benefiting from child labor is essential.
Child labor has really not been helpful to any child at all, so I would strongly recommend that children be given priority in their early age by educating them, no matter the present economic situation.
That's the flip side.